Charlie Kirk's death, everybody has been so fixated on the concept of debating each other. They claim that he was the person to usher in conversation as a means to bridge the gap between two different parties that sit on the other side of each other. But I know after consuming the internet for the past couple of years or so that debate culture is dead. It's been bastardized by content creation, people who, are keeping a scorecard, people who are trying to win by taking any bad faith means, and honestly, people not really in it for debate per se, but really just to antagonize the others that sit on the opposition.
Ultimately win for the sake of winning.
Of them to get the clicks and the views. Why? Because YouTube, Twitter.
But I agree with you. I agree with Ramsey. I very much actually agree for the first time in a very, very long time. This will actually be the second time I've ever agreed with this guy.
Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Chat GPT, Clubhouse, all these different social media platforms prefer when you get these high viral moments by antagonizing people who sit on the other side, making them rage out, and ultimately getting your 15 seconds of fame. My problem has always been, though, that at the meat and potatoes of any of these debate culture conversations is that there are actual people getting harmed. And it does no good when we sit on the internet and do nothing but be bad faith. So it would naturally come to no shock to me when I saw that ABBA from ABBA and Preach and Stevie Knight from Night Talk were going to do a head-up debate. And I thought to myself, man, this is about to really expose the real problem with debate culture. Now, brief intermission, I am familiar with both of their content. And on my Patreon, I did a real deep dive watching everything that they had in this full debate conversation. And it's just super nasty. It's really that they had both of their content. And on my Patreon, I did a real deep
Whoa, Bolski. This brother, you're making bread. Hey, I gotta salute you, bro. I always say this to my friends, bro, to anyone. Whether I get along with you or I don't. But one thing I will never, ever talk bad about someone is their hustle. I don't care, but we could be enemies for the past 20, 50 years, bro. I don't care. I will never ever hate on your grind, on your hustle. And bro, charging $335 a month? Bruh. Bro, I salute you, bro. Bro, let me give you this applause, bro. Bro, I salute you. I gotta do the math on that, though. Bro. Got them calculators on this one. I can't be searching for it. Let me use my other one. Okay. So yes, 443 members times 335.4. Oh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Bro. I salute you, bro. Well done, bro. Well done. Keep running, bro. I respect that, man, for real.
Dive watching everything that they had in this full debate conversation, and it's just super nasty. It's really one of the reasons why I even wanted to do this video. One of the biggest problems in debate culture is the semantics game. People use specific wording in order to move the goalpost to make sure that they always have.
Bro, my friend does that all the time, bro. He moves the goalpost like, bruh, like it's a training session. Like, bro, stop moving the goalpost. Leave the goal there, bro. Nah, but it's crazy. The moment you start cornering people and they know they're losing the argument of debate, bro, they'll start nitpicking. They'll start moving the goalposts like Omzi mentioned, bro. It's crazy because it only proved, like, as he said at the beginning, like people are generally only in a debate or argument for the sake. Obviously, an argument and debate are two different things, fundamentally speaking, but they're still sort of the same thing because obviously, like, you kind of use the same principle and the same, blueprint to argue or to debate, basically. So, but it only proves that they're generally just there to simply win. Like, they're not there to, like, learn from the other person on the side of front or, like, even, like, change their view about something that they stood on. Where they maybe come to a realization, like, oh shit, you know what? You are actually right. I did not consider that. You know what? Based off that, let me now, digest this, consider and put it into a different perspective. And then maybe after considering that and digesting that, maybe I still think you're wrong, but nonetheless, you helped me see a different angle, different side that I did not consider. See, like, that's how, bro, I am like that. Don't get me wrong, I used to be like very much stubborn. I used to be like, move the bubbles and nitpick. But as I go older, and I'm like, yo, like, there's nothing wrong with admitting when you're wrong. There's nothing wrong with, learning something new from someone that, I don't know, that you were having an argument or debate with. There's nothing wrong about it. But nowadays, people don't want to be wrong. They just, they'd rather be, They'd rather lie or even kill than be wrong. It's that bad now.
Some sort of out in the conversation without really addressing the fact that, hey, we're probably speaking in conversation, and most importantly, the general sentiment is still passed on. So when Abba and Stevie had a conversation about child hunger and food insecurity, food scarcity, we all kind of understood what was going on, but the way that these things got taken so far out of context, the goalpost was moved in order for Stevie to win a point. I just thought it was disgusting.
There should be free school lunch for all children.
No.
Why?
Of course not. Because parents should feed their kids, not the government.
What if they can't?
Let's go get a job.
A child? You
No,
want child
the parents should go get the job. You are a dumb dude. Don't give me this stuff. First of all, this is really
I want children to eat?
Of course I do. Show me a single child in America going hungry.
A young man goes up to Charlie Kirk during that debate and he says to him, hey, what do you think about school lunches for kids? And Charlie laughs him. He says, there's no starvation in America. We have an obesity problem. Nobody here is going without food. And then you agreed with him. You said there's no starvation in America. Go get food stamps. You can get food at churches. There's no reason to starve. Do you remember that?
Yeah, there's no reason to starve in America. It's like 1% of households have like technically a hunger issue, bro. But people are not starving to death in America, bro. Motherfuckers are fat as hell.
2022 data showing a rise in child food insecurity, reversing previous declines. But where in that does it say kids are starving? We can't be switching words out now, man. Food insecurity is entirely different than starving. That was the question posed in that debate with Kirk.
No, starving to death was the question posed in that debate. Starving to death. Is it starving to death or starve? Let's play.
Do you think there should be a child tax credit?
Yes,
pre-K?
that's not federal funding. That's
Do you think
What?
that there should be free school lunch for all children?
no.
Semantic game used to move the goalpost. Stevie Knight, the myth has been busted. Like, this is why I hate debate culture. Now, let me get this clear before I go on into this video. I don't think that Stevie Knight is like a strong debater by any means. He got kind of exposed. I watch his content for other reasons, to get topics, maybe to laugh at a couple different things here and there, see what's going on that side of the internet. But let me be clear. This is not like the brightest bulb in the bunch. Another trope in debating is lacking faith in the conversation. Trying to
The disrespect is crazy. The disrespect is a bit crazy.
make a point even though it's not realistic, just to get a win in there some way or another. So Stevie Knight goes on to make this claim about kids having food and where they can get food from, and he says something that I find to be very, very funny, but also very, very dumb. Not funny ha, but funny weird.
Go get food stamps. You can get food at churches. There's no reason to starve. Do you remember that?
Yeah, there's no reason to starve in America. It's like 1% of households have like technically a hunger.
1 in 5 children lacking consistent access to enough food. I'm guessing that's what means families don't have reliable access to.
Issue, bro, but people are not starving to death in America, bro. Motherfuckers are fat as hell. And the reality of the problem, bro, there's so many different ways that people can eat outside of their parents. There's, bro, food stamps, churches, charities.
Bro, we're talking about children, though. We're not talking about adults or like. We're talking about children. Children, like, if we're talking about children, I'm assuming age 0 to, 15? Maybe even younger than that, maybe 0 to 12. Like, those to me, like, are children. So, a 5-year-old, 6-year-old child going to the church, getting food stamps from where? A 5-6-year-old child? I don't know about that, bro.
Bro, like, there's no reason for somebody to starve.
So do you want a 7-year-old or 8-year-old to go to get food stamps or go to church
What did I say?
and get food?
Their parents should go.
What if the parent doesn't want to go?
No, but that's the parent. We're talking about the child. We're talking about child. We're not talking about the parent. Parents going, but parents. That's a different topic. You just. But I think one thing they probably got, both of them are not establishing, is parent and child. They need to separate that. Like, bro, food stamp, all this food stamp, church. Those are the things that the parents, as in, can go and acquire. Not the child. The child can't go do that. The child relies on the parent to go do that. Like, yeah, it's a little bit mixed up here.
What if their parent doesn't want to go?
You saw in the video I said it, bro. I'll be jealous when I see the amount of money these people have on food stamps, bro. They be running these EBTs up $400, $500, $600, bro. Like there's no excuse for somebody to be broke or to be hungry, unless they got like they're picky, they're bougie about what the fuck they want to put in their body, dog. But beggars can't be choosers, bro. And then I'm a capitalist, dog. I'm not in support of the government coming out taking care of everything.
Stevie. First of all,
I mean, see, when I used to live in Germany, they have this same thing as with a food stamp, basically, like in Germany, basically, when you live, like for, you know, actually, my family used to be on that shit back in Germany, where I used to, like, you know, get, like, you know, like something similar to, like, food stamp allowance, basically. So, but I do get what you're trying to say, but he's making one mistake. He's generalizing. He's making the assumption that every person that's on food stamp is taking advantage of the system. That is not the case. Like, bruh, but my family used to be on that shit back in Germany, bro. Trust me, we needed that shit, bro. We needed that, bro. And even then, that shit wasn't enough. But at the same time, there's also the other side where, like, the genuine people that purposefully, for the sake of getting that free meal, like, they don't work, they don't do jack shit, bro. They have as many skills as possible, you know, to get that free food stamp, basically, and to be on it. And they have to, and they won't do anything not to change, because they're like, yo, the government's giving all this free stuff. Why should I bother, you know, doing anything when they give me all this for free? So I get it, but I don't know the numbers, how many are that genuinely, you know, needed and how many don't need it. I don't know the numbers, but one thing so sure is it's definitely not the case that everyone is doing it for the sake of just, you know, of getting free food. Like, no, it's not like people are genuinely on it because they because they can do better. No, bro, there are genuinely a lot people that are on that, they really can't, you know, find a solution to the current situation. So for them to generalize and say everyone that's on that is, nah, man, nah, bro, I disagree with that one.
I don't know if he doesn't recognize that SNAP benefits, you know, food stamps are government assistance. That's literally what they are. But even furthermore, again, we're talking about things that 7-year-olds can do, things that kids can do in order to.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They both didn't establish the premises that, bro, we are talking about children, not adults. Like the things that they both pretty much brought up and they're debating about is more about adults, parents, than children. Like the initial argument was, should schools give free meals basically to kids? Like, bro, what's that gonna do with the parents? Forget about the parents, bro.
Not be hungry. Somebody would argue in good faith that they could just get free lunch from the school. He goes as far as to talk about kids applying to get food stamps. Even when the conversation was made about
how does a 6-7-year-old apply for food stamps? How?
Oh, well, the parents should get the food stamps. I get it. We talked about having messed up parents. He doubled down on the fact that kids should get food stamps. I just don't understand how people aren't sniffing out the bad faithedness in this argument. And this is while he is simultaneously rejecting the idea, siding with Charlie Kirk, that kids should be receiving free meals from school, which is also a form of government assistance. It's just one with less steps.
Yeah.
Am I stupid, or do y'all see what I'm seeing? And one of the biggest issues that
that's a good point. That's a very good point, bro.
I have with debate culture is that there are real life numbers, statistics, and data points that exist behind all of these things that people argue about on a regular day-to-day basis. But when presented with the opportunity to use these things, people oftentimes say, no, I don't want to use them. I want to go off my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, and most importantly, what I've been indoctrinated to believe.
I'll ask you a question. Which one is higher, the amount of abortions in America or the amount of starving children in America?
The amount of starving kids in America.
That's cap.
That's cap? Did you Google it? Did you Google it?
I don't need to Google it.
You don't need facts. But you know what? Facts don't care about how you feel about it. I need you to Google it.
Okay.
Go Google.
Somebody Google it in the chat.
Okay.
But
part of the spirit of debate is being introduced with new ideas
that
can change your mind.
Exactly. I said at the very beginning, bro. That's how debates and arguments should be, man.
Coined by Steven Crowder in his Going to College debate series, where people can present things to change your mind. It is a possibility for Stevie to literally do his Googles, and he doesn't. He changes the object of the conversation, switches everything.
Because he knows he is wrong. He knows, because he knows numbers don't lie. And if he were to pull it up, bro, that would mean he was wrong from the very beginning. That would mean he would have to admit that his belief, his faults, his ideology were wrong. I mean, bro, most people don't want to do that. Most people are not strong enough to do that.
It on his chat. The responsibility is on his chat now to then do the Google searches. This is the most disingenuous way to go about this real topic matter that people are talking about, and I hate the way that it's being presented in this video. The only reason why you would want to do that is because you want to further your narrative. You want to get others riled up by not taking in those data points.
If anything, Abba should have pulled out the numbers. Since whatever that guy Cowboy looking, Stevie looking ass, didn't want to do it. He should pull out a number and put it on the screen and show, yo, these are the numbers. And I would have moved forward onto the numbers were presented to the guy, and he acknowledged the numbers. That's what you should have done. That's what I should have done.
Don't want to concede. And this brings me to another one of my talking points, is that people don't want to debate. They want to antagonize. A couple of days ago, another debate style content group, Fearless Debates, went to TSU's campus to host open debates, and it did not end up going well.
Yeah, I've seen that, Robert.
Oh my gosh, they threw a drink up top.
Yeah.
Whoa,
did somebody just throw something in our car?
Arrest.
They just tried to hit the car. They're still hitting the car. Whoa, that was loud.
Their topic was DEI, and ultimately they got chased off of their campus for coming to host these good-spirited debates that we've seen over and over and over and over again. Now, I do believe that people have the right to protest. That's an American thing. And I also don't think that people have the right to trespass on college campuses. While college campuses can be open, and I'm assuming that TSU's was, you still have to have authority to park your signs and park your table on a campus and do some sort of demonstration or host some sort of formatted event.
Now, TSU was reportedly their first HBCU stop on what they called a Fearless Tour, inspired by Charlie Kirk. TSU said the group was unaffiliated with the university and was not authorized to be there.
As a college graduate, I know these things. I don't know why that's like a secret to anybody. They have certain days where there's like a strip of tables where people are selling things and, you know, passing out pamphlets, Jehovah's Witnesses and stuff like that. That's the day, and those are the spaces in which people can do these sorts of
that makes
demonstrations.
sense.
I do think it's quite nasty the way that this went down. Not from the student side, but the fact that they went to this HBCU without the express written consent from the campus, knowing that HBCUs, for whatever reason, were a target after Charlie Kirk's murder. I think that is like a read the room type situation, especially if you're going to go in there and do nothing but antagonize by bringing on the entire topic of DEI, which has been debunked several times. I mean, there's stats on top of stats on top of stats on top of stats that talk about it.
I didn't, well, okay.
The real reason why they went to that campus was not only to antagonize, but also become the next.
And what these so-called fearless debaters are just part of a broader trend on groups touring campuses to create viral confrontations, which I would say aren't genuine debates, just performance arts designed to generate outrage and social media content. This move wasn't about debating, it was about creating some kind of controversial moment, which, in the end, some of them and their racist friends kind of got.
I had this theory when Kevin Samuels died that there was always going to be a next Kevin Samuels. No matter how you felt about him, somebody was going to come back more aggressively and more stronger because ultimately it was dollars and cents.
Andrew Tate was basically the next one, or is the next one.
And hide behind getting people emotionally riled up in this debate style content. These people would risk their lives for the bag because there is a bag involved, just for the sake of saying, hey, I was the next great debater that went on college campuses and had bad faith debates. And to be honest with you, this is what all of debate content wants, whether it's Destiny, whether it's Charlie Kirk, whether it's Steven Crowder, whether it's the Jubilee videos, whether it's Ben Shapiro, whoever it is and whoever it was. It's not for the purposes of making real deal content. It's for the purpose of going to antagonize, be in bad faith, misrepresent numbers, play the semantics game in an effort to get that viral moment. It's not a search for the truth. It's a search for, hey, what can make the best title, thumbnail, TikTok so I can get paid? Even if it means not conceding when I know that I have been bested.
We have absolutely no plans to stop anytime soon. Like, if anything, the events of yesterday have only strengthened our resolve and showed us how important it is that conversations like this be had on college campus.
Man, spamming is bullshit, man. Bro, the guy even looks like a goddamn liar, bro. Bro, spamming is bullshit.
Inspired and angry after seeing the horrible assassination of Charlie Kirk, and immediately decided that we needed to get on last-minute flights and do this because
I don't know why, but this lady she's very attractive. I don't know what it is. I think it's her eyes. The way she's looking.
if we don't, who will? Somebody needs to pick up the mic. Somebody needs to have these conversations and continue on free speech.
If you were ever wondering why I don't participate in debate culture, is because I know that the party on the other side is willing to compromise on what's right, what's factual, what's logical for the bag. These are people who are willing to make a mockery out of other people who are living in real life situations. You know, the starving, the ones that are looking for jobs, the ones that are looking for partners, the ones that are looking for answers. And they're willing to make a mockery out of them because they know that their YouTube AdSense will go up, their Twitch sub count will go up, their monetization on Instagram or Facebook will go out. All these things will happen.
Let me put it like this. Even during the ancient times where people used to, debate, the Greeks were the ones who were known for it, basically. Were the best at it. They're like, literally like, they'll debate whether to go to war or what to make a decision, all that kind of stuff. Greeks were the pinnacle of it. The pinnacle? You know what I mean? And even those motherfuckers became corrupted. They became biased and refused to give up their point of view, or debated solely for the purpose of gaining more power and maintaining power. If those people, the Greeks that were known for debates, ultimately started debating for the sake of power and riches, now what do you think people nowadays are doing right now, bro? But I'm trying to think, Jen, of one person like Jenny does debates for the sake. Even Charlie Kirk, I don't think Jenny did the debates for the sake of, maybe to a certain extent he did it for for the sake of widening people's horizons, sharing, exposing things. Okay, but a lot of it was quite biased, was not wanting to give up his point of view or admitting that he was wrong. A lot of it. So maybe a little bit there, but yeah. But I can't think of a single person that's known that debates that genuinely, simply just debates for the sake of, enlightening people, or even like, say, admitting or taking in, personal information. But people say, yo, you know what? That's a good point. I didn't consider that. Blah blah. I'm wrong on that. I guess you're right on that. Like, I don't know a single one. I don't know a single one. Every single one of them wants to win. They want to win. Like, debate is not about winning or losing, bruh. It's not about exchanging information and both coming out of the debate feeling like, yo, shit, I've learned something new. That's what debate's about. Hey.
If they can just get that reaction. And I don't think that it's going to stop anytime soon with people that are imitators. So this is why I am proud of those students at TSU, because where it really stops is the people participating in the debate. I know people are going to try to make you feel bad and say you're living in an echo chamber, et cetera, et cetera. I just don't want to be gaslit for an hour to make myself believe that what I'm saying is wrong, even though I have factual data in front of me that you won't look at. Let's go ahead and put to rest, like we've done others, the whole conversation about debate culture and debating in 2020.
Yeah, debating is dead. I can't lie. Allow that. But anyways, man. Hey, until next time, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and have a blessed week.